Good morning, students. I am Sweta Sarangi, and in the previous class, we have studied about retaining wall and braced wall. So, these two are the most important component of our hill roads. Okay. So, what is retaining wall and what is braced wall? So, in the previous class, we have studied that. Uh, Retaining wall is provided in valley side where our braced wall is provided in hillside. Okay. So that is the basic the difference between these. Okay. So this is our braced wall and this is our retaining wall. So differences like braced wall supports natural slope where retaining wall supports artificial cutting or slope. So today we are going to study about the various types of curve or bend. So in the previous slides or previous classes we have studied that the design specification for normal road and hill road is different. Like the terms like curve, gradient, super elevation, each and everything's design specification is different. So in this hill roads, there are three types of curve or bend. Okay. So first one is hairpin bend curve, salient curve or re-entrant curve. There are three types of bend or curve. But in normal road surface, we are distinguish the curve into two categories. Like first one is horizontal curve and second one is our vertical curve. So our horizontal curve refers when we are changing the directions, okay, from one lane to another or from one way to another way. But in vertical curve, that means we are changing the direction. Sorry, changing the gradient. Okay, like ascending gradient or descending gradient, like positive slopes or negative slopes, that thing. So our vertical curve is divided into two categories. Again, it is divided. So first one is summit curve and second one is valley curve. So here in summit curve and valley curve, we consider the term convexity, concave and convex. Okay. So in the same thing also we are going to use the word concave and convex in our hill roads. In the same way, horizontal curve is also divided into three categories like simple curve, compound curve, okay, and reverse curve. So in simple curve, we are having one single radius, okay, but in compound curve, there are having two different radius or two different radius. But in reverse curve, we can see that here also there are two different radius or maybe two same radius, like four radius here we can find out in reverse curve. And there is also a curve that is our transition curve, that is log spiral, spiral, cubic parabola, parabola, that's all things. Okay. So mainly if we are considering the horizontal curve, that means we are only changing our direction, nothing more than that. Okay. And we know that if we are jump from one direction to another or for changing our lane, one lane to another, then we have to be sincere for that and we have to be focused. For that, we have to prepare our road like we don't have to face any problem at the time of changing a direction or at the time of changing a gradient. Okay, so now I'm going to explain you about the hairpin bend curve. So this curve is so called because it conforms to the shape of hairpin. The bend so formed at the hairpin curve in a hill road is known as hairpin bend. Hairpin bends with long arms and further spacing is preferred. This bend reduces construction problems also. Hairpin bend is located on hillside, have been minimum size and minimum stability. So this type of curve modifies its direction via an angle of 180 degree down the hill on the similar side is defined as hairpin curve. A hairpin bend, this curve is known as hairpin bend since it adheres to the shape of hairpin. If a bend is developed at the hairpin curve in a hill road, it is called as a hairpin bend. This type of curve should have been situated on a hillside containing the lowest slope and highest strength. It is considered as very secure from viewpoint of landslides and groundwater. The ideal hairpin bend should contain long arms and farther spacing. The they minimize construction issues and high priced productive works. So here we can see the shape of a hairpin. Okay. Here we can see the hairpin bend or the curve. Only these things is we are changing the direction, nothing more than that. That is our example or image of hairpin bend curve. Okay. We can say bend or we can say curve. Simple bend or curve. Next one is salient curve or salient bend, and also it is called as our corner bend. So the curves which contain their convexity. I have told you before that here we are using the term convexity and concave. Okay. So convexity on the exterior edges of hill road are defined as salient curve. The center of curvature of a salient curve is located towards the hillside. This type of curve appears in the road length that is built up on the ridge of a hill. The bend that is developed at the salient curve in a hill road is called corner bend. Salient curve are very harmful for the traffic moving speedily. At such a curve or at corner bend, the segment of projected hillside is normally cutted to make the perceptibility better. So, this curve is convexity in the outer edge of the hill road, okay, or exterior edge of the hill road. The center of curvature of these curves are towards the hill. The bend so formed at the salient curve is known as corner bend. These bends are very dangerous for fast moving vehicle. The outer edge of the road at such curve is provided with a parapet wall for protection of vehicles from falling down the hillside. At corner bends, the portion of the projecting hill is usually cut down for better visibility. Okay. Here we can see this is the image of salient curve or our corner bend. Okay. So, this is the parapet wall which are provided for to stop the falling of cars or vehicles from the roads. And the last one is re-entrant bend or re-entrant curve. The curve having the convexity at the inner edge. In corner curve or salient curve, the convexity is in the outer edge or exterior edge, but in this, the convexity is in inside. Okay. Of the hill are called as re-entrant curve. The center of curvature of these roads lies away from the hillside. These bends are less dangerous as they provide adequate visibility to the fast moving vehicle or traffic. This type of curve lies in road length constructed in the valley of a hill. The center of curvature of re-entrant curve is located ahead of the hillside. This type of curve appears in the road length that is built up in the valley of a hill. These curves are not harmful since they offer sufficient visibility to the traffic, and this is most important point. And also this is suitable for the fast moving traffic. In such curves, the parapet wall is arranged only for protection for fast moving traffic. Okay, not necessary. So here we can see this is the re-entrant band or re-entrant curve. Okay, this is the salient or corner band or corner curve, and this is a re-entrant band or re-entrant curve. Okay, so we have completed our 5th chapter. Next we are going to study about the road drainage. Okay, thank you.